Good afternoon. It's a great honour to be invited here by NEAR to be part of such a wonderful opportunity to engage and provide shared learning experiences at an international level as part of this symposium. Today our contribution is to introduce to you the educational school building sector in Ireland and collaborative space environments. My name is Stefan Mathews, a technical manager in the Department of Education, Planning and Building Unit. And I'm an architect and project manager, and I lead the Capital Delivery and Programme Support Unit. I'm accompanied by my colleague Gavin Arnold, a senior architect who leads in the area of developing school design, guidelines and design team procedures. Today's presentation's aim is about an introduction to the Planning and Building Unit in Ireland and some facts relating to the school building sector, and give you some insight and examples of some of these school projects. We have some of the statistics here that we would have covered there a few moments ago, and the Planning and Building Unit is in the Department of Education. Here we have an excess of 240 people, and there's many strands including site acquisitions, project appraisal, programme delivery, grant schemes and technical guidance, all supporting the DOE on its mission statement. We have over 4,000 school buildings, of which over 3,000 are at primary school level, and we are adding to this greatly every year. For example, we completed over 900 school projects between 2018 and 2022. We currently have over 1,350 school projects in design, and in 2024 we had over 350 projects in construction, and this is all supported by at least a €6 billion investment from 2021 to 2025, and last year our budget exceeded 1.4 billion and is almost double of what we had a number of years ago. The Department of Education Technical Unit forms part of the Planning and Building Unit, and it is very much at the heart of designs and projects located all over the country. We have excess 40 team members, multidisciplinary teams, architects, engineers, quantity surveyors, and recently building maintenance managers, supported by a digital team, and we support administration colleagues. To put this into context, a multidisciplinary team of one of 7 main delivery programs may consist of 3 internal professionals who are engaged directly with over 170 consultants possibly, and the number of the projects in a program can vary into its hundreds. At a large-scale capital programme can have over 150 projects, of which you will see many examples of school projects of this across the programmes. So today we wish to show you some examples of the quality designs of architects and teams completed projects, mainly large-scale projects which we have in the region of excess 500 at various stages within the different delivery programmes. As time is limited, we have picked spaces that inspire collaboration, that we mean spaces to promote opportunity among students, teachers, staff, visitors, and even local community members from time to time to engage. We have focused mainly on post-primary schools, and we wish for you to take away the quality of the spaces, the variety of design approaches, and the potential use of spaces that the school can utilise both at micro and macro level, all promoting engagement in a time post the coronavirus, which is a key of today's symposium. To start, in the Planning and Building Unit, we have design guidelines published for consultants. It's a suite of documents providing standards and design criteria, all for school building types. One key area we are focusing today is to provide examples of a variety of design responses for the provision of the general purpose area. This area is promoted to be the heart of the school, and it needs to be flexible, adaptable, and really promotes engagement and interaction and overall space for collaboration. It can be utilised for assemblies, student prize giving, plays, exhibitions, social events, etc. And recently we are exploring how designs can also locate this space direct linkages to a multi-purpose area or sports hall. So I wish to present to you a few examples. This post-primary school in Cashoe, County Dublin, is a very good example of a 3-storey volumetric space, acting as the heart of the school, in which provides balcony routes around the space. It offers plenty of visual engagement at various levels and incorporates great use of natural light, ventilation and access to enclosed courtyard, and is a very successful space for the school and the congregation of the large groups. The next example is a school in Midlands completed in 2023. This school was part of an architectural competition. It's located in a parkland setting in a general purpose space, is well proportioned. It's optimising the light and with direct access to the parkland. The design also promotes additional recreation spaces at the corners of the building, and these are for use of the students as they are orientated around a central courtyard. And the landscape courtyard is a key driver to successful design, and its large multi-purpose space is the same. The next school is in Naas, County Kildare. It is also a competition design, where 2 wings, a sports hall, are arranged around a GP area. It incorporates tiered seating to promote space of collaboration. The design of classroom wings also is supported to provision of spaces with soft furnishings and seating located around the school for the users. Our next school, completed recently in Limerick City, builds again on a double-height GP area, separate large multi-purpose room. However, in this design, it includes a circulation spine, connecting a series of educational support spaces on the first floor. The circulation is external and provides elevated views to the courtyards and the park, while the students get the benefit of the external environment. This example in Kilkenny City combines many successful attributes. The triple-height atrium space connects 4 wings, provides great access to the external landscaping areas, and is also connected to horizontal circulation support spaces such as the library. And the tiered seating will be sure to be a very much success once this space and it's currently in construction is completed and it's currently in construction. The next school example pushes the design approach slightly further, as the GP area is connected to the multi-purpose room separated by large sliding walls. Its aim is to optimise the use of both spaces. It really opens up for the further use of this space for the local community, particularly for activities outside school hours. The next space builds upon this again, and the same architects have built an approach by linking the spaces to an external amphitheatre. The landscape amphitheatre provides further opportunities to congregate and respond successfully as the stepped site again provides further spaces for engagement outside the classroom. And now we're moving on to campus projects. We feel that these projects demonstrate collaboration, the sense of schools come together, providing strong nucleus and opportunity for communities and surrounding areas. And this is an example of an educational project that consists of a post-primary and 2 primary schools and incorporates special needs and is very much a key catalyst to public infrastructure in the local area. Our next project, Roslin Park, is currently being constructed. It's a challenging design and construction project adjacent to coastal areas in South County Dublin. And once completed, this school will contribute greatly to the local community and provides many accessible pedestrian routes throughout the site, including landscaping and many external spaces such as tiered seating that all will be a great benefit for the students and the locals. The next project in Harold's Cross in Dublin is an example under construction, is a 4-storey design response to another challenging development. It's a car-free campus and really shows the direction in which Ireland are going. It's a newly established school currently on site in temporary accommodation while this is being constructed, and it will greatly provide to both primary and post-primary level in the Dublin city area on completion. Our last campus project, Laurel Hill, is currently in design stages, and design response illustrates how the architects have successfully created a merging of landscaping and educational buildings and a provision of sports ground in a very successful response in a very narrow and challenging site with historical linkages and buildings. The architects are aiming to create a campus that will react as a communal hub and designed intentionally to be open and inviting. And these spaces will be a great addition for the community on completion in a number of years, fostering an educational campus within city centre of Limerick. In addition to this, we use MVHR, mechanical ventilation heat recovery, supported by solar panels, and is a great addition and response for our digital climate action designs that we are very actively supporting. In addition to this, we also do special schools. We are prioritising this as a focus within Ireland, and this is a key example completed in Wexford a number of years ago. And finally, primary schools. as you can see here, is an example of where we also bring collaboration for students outside the classroom, and this is an area that we will continue to strengthen and optimise going forward as we explore this even further. So thank you. I'm now going to ask Gavin, and he'll continue the presentation, including an animation of one of our largest post-primary schools.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. It's a great honour to make this presentation to this great international symposium. My name is Gavin Arnold. I'm a senior architect with the Department of Education in Ireland, and I'm just going to present a very short video, and I'm going to talk through the video and explain the building. It's a design for a new post-primary school of 1,300 pupils, and it demonstrates a lot of the key design principles that we're looking at the moment. So maybe if you could play the video. Thank you. So this project is on a semi-rural site in a town called Port Arlington, about an hour from Dublin. 1,300 pupils, as I say. It has two spines, you can see. So the design concept is a 2-storey and 3-storey, linked by a central block, and courtyards between them, which give protection from the weather. So landscaping and biodiversity is a very important part of our design. And you can see here just some of the external teaching spaces and recreational spaces for the pupils. And you can see, for instance, the solar panels on the roof, and the way that the courtyards protect the pupils. So as you come round here as well, you can see the coloured area is the special educational needs dedicated physical area, and as the integration of special needs into mainstream schools is very much a policy with the Department of Education, and inclusivity and diversity is very important. So this model was built using BIM and Revit, and we have a process of digitalization of our projects. So now we're going to go into the building. So this is the main entrance. We promote active travel and arriving by bike. So you come into the main entrance. It's very well signaled, but at the same time safe and secure. So there's a control point, and you come straight into the heart of the schools. This is what we call the general purpose dining area, and that connects over here to the PE multi-purpose hall. Another feature of this space is the use of glulam structure, and the whole question of sustainable design, low embodied carbon materials is very much part of what we do. And you can see the quality of the daylight. So this space is also available to the community, and you can see the folding partitions, so the space can be closed down from the other space. So we'll come back out here now into the central space. So this is very much about creating a stimulating and inspiring space for the students, and a space to collaborate and have creative learning. You can see the tiered seating, which allows teachers and students to interact in a more informal way. And then you come up to this space, this is what we would call a breakout or social space. Again, it promotes collaborative learning and social interaction. Then you have the spines. We're going to move down the corridors. So obviously the quality of the daylight and materials and colour in these spaces is important, but at the same time they need to be functional and durable and cost effective. And you can see the voids which bring light down to the lower spaces, and also the glimpses into the classrooms, providing passive supervision. So then we'll go up the stairs up to the upper level, and again you can see the connection with the vertical spaces bringing light down below. This is a gallery link back across that central spine, so looking down into the central space. So that really orientates everybody in the school to the central space, and it's a very dynamic and open and welcoming space. Again, coming back up into another collaborative area, and you can see the use of laptops and IT technology is very important. This is the staff room, so this is the room where the staff can work but also have relaxation. It's a little bit of a kind of an area for their, I suppose, refuge, but at the same time they have connection. They can also work in their pastoral offices and also in the classrooms. So just you can see the connection then back down to the double height space here, and so everything is orientated around that. So in our school designs we also prioritize all the performance standards in terms of acoustics and thermal performance, and these are all given in our school design guidance. So I went through that very quickly, but it's just because the time is short, but I look forward to discussing it a bit more later on. So thank you very much.
Konnichiwa. My name is Tony Sheppard. I'm an architect. I was a technical manager in the planning and building unit up until nearly 3 years ago. I also had the privilege and honour of being the chair of the group of national experts in the OECD. And so I'd like to talk in the next few minutes about this design competition which we had in 2015 and the evolution of the brief for that concept. But I believe the most influential architect in my mind on educational design perhaps in the 20th century has been Hermann Hertzberger. And you can see a statement he made at one of our OECD events there. I won't read it, you have it in translation. But moving from that, but as an architect, I worked very closely with educationalists within the Department of Education on comparing a standard classroom with innovation worldwide. This is a school I designed 20 years ago. I had the privilege in 2013 of presenting that here at your annual conference on near zero energy designs. You can see that the cellular classrooms and fire exit corridors or circulations. This was a standard classroom. The standard classroom has a lot of functions within it. There was fixed computers with hard wiring, and that has moved on to Wi-Fi. So we looked at the effective teaching area. It was only 45 square meters. So we looked at taking all those elements, the wet area, computers, access to the toilets out of the classroom. And we had done a very detailed exercise on post-primary school classrooms and disabled access and ergonomic design so you could have group settings. So we developed up this brief. We suggested that the 80 square meter cellular classroom could be broken down into a number of elements of a class space and then informal learning. We had the privilege of being in Finland and looking, and I know Reino Tappanen, and the chief architect in Finland, was here a few years ago presenting to you, and this was a wonderful school we encountered. Taking that school and the concepts behind that school, we then evolved to look at this in greater detail, and the circulation area, which previously was used solely as a means of fire escape, is now available for education use. And you can read the text there, but I mean, there was a great gain for education rather than merely narrow corridors. So you have a copy of this detailed pedagogical brief. This school is for this size. In Dublin, it's a city of 1 million people. It's by the sea, and this is where the site is located. It's in the inner city of Dublin. It has a historic canal nearby, and it was previously a police station, and very nice 1830s buildings, a view of the site from another angle. You can see very large office buildings nearby. The area is being redeveloped. And then we, within the department, had undertaken a number of, if you like, models on what we could build on the site. Initially, there was only going to be 16 classrooms, but we decided it could take a 24-classroom school. So there was an international jury, and we had a past president of the UK RIBA Architects on the jury, There was a principal teacher. There was a principal teacher from Finland. And so we had a broad range of expertise evaluating the projects. I'm going to show you 4 of the short list of projects and then the winning scheme. This architect has done very fine work in Dublin. You can see the beautiful rendering he had made. He has built a number of pedestrian bridges, so he's a very fine architect. The project was wonderful in many regards. It was perhaps a little bit too complex in the internal circulation. But he had addressed the issue of informal learning spaces outside the class space, as you can see on the right-hand side. This architect from Scotland, a number of your colleagues here had the pleasure of visiting this school 2 years ago. It was actually built, the architects had won the Kingswood post-primary school competition. So they're good at coming close to winning competitions. This again was a bit too complex. Great references to the open air school from the early 20th century. And UK-based architects who were proposing to build the building entirely out of cross-laminated timber. Very fine renderings beside the canal, and its image on the street. You'll see this was another scheme. Now, the winning scheme was won by a young firm of architects, and this was their competition submission board. And then we shortlisted 5 and offered them a small amount of money to develop their concept. You can see that the 3 young people on the top, they were only 31 or 32 years of age when they won this competition. They have become wiser and grayer in the meantime. So their analysis of the site was very, very good. I'll leave you to review these in the handouts. This was their competition image, and this is the built reality. They had to submit it for planning permission in 2017, and then this was images and the built reality, which is very close to the concept. And I think it's one point about competitions is to bring a concept, a strong concept, all the way through to completion. That was an architectural rendering, and thanks to Canon lenses, tilt and shift lenses, I was able to take this photograph of the built reality, which is very close to the concept. The cost was 19 million euro. The expense of building in Ireland is one of the most expensive countries in Europe. And you can see the total floor area, and then from across the street. The entrance is there at the bottom left. And then this was their submission board at stage 2. And then this was the built layout. You can see the special needs suite and then learning support. 60% of students originate from 30 different countries. 1/3 of students require additional English language support. And you can see the play areas. Now, looking at the bottom in more greater detail, you can see the spaces. This will run through, and the shared activity spaces. So I'll show you images of that now. And this was the concept sketch, which has really responded so well to the competition brief. This was an image, and then that's the built reality. Different colors on different floors, young children, toilets, and it was thanks to my visits here in Japan, I encountered the concept of the wash-hand basin outside of the toilet area. This layout responds very well in a post-COVID situation as well. There are some very young children, so play is an essential part of the learning process, and they have plenty of room and safety to undertake that. Just a few images of the entrance area and the connections between floors. The library, which is centrally located. The school has just been opened last September, so they're still building up their library, and furniture is not there yet. But it gives you an idea of being an inner city school. We needed to have rooftop play areas. That's the rooftop play area. Another view from the adjacent office building. And the images from the competition. And that's the built reality of the playground, which faces south and gets good sunlight. A covered area for all the rain we get in Ireland. And there's an amphitheatre in grass that steps down into the hall. And that was an image dating all the way back to 2015. And the reality 10 years later is this building. And we were able to subdivide that large space by a simple curtain. It gives some acoustic separation. There's the hall in use. So, and then apologies for running over. I hope I can ask or answer any questions later. So, arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.